Hey, welcome in, guys. Getting started with some Dwarf Fortress. I've always been a fan of colony sims, so I figured what better way to start off a channel with one of the most in-depth colony sims that you could possibly play. I don't have any goals of this playthrough. We're just going to see how far we can get. So we're going to skip right in and create a new world, and I'm not going to do anything special with this world. We're going to keep it at the base settings. So we'll let this spin up, and I'll get right back with you guys. All right. So we'll spin around and we'll see what we got here. I kept all of the settings the same. I'm not looking for too much of an exciting run, so it's fairly basic. We'll choose a colony here and get started. So let's go ahead and press play now. If you guys have any tips or tricks, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I'm always looking for any help or assistance. So let's go ahead and proceed with Fortress. And it's gonna make a few weeks, and we already did the tutorial, so we don't really need to be told what to do. We're gonna find out the hard way. So let's first by choosing an origin, and we are looking for a place that has a good amount. Wow, it looks like there's a lot of struggling dwarfs. I'm not too worried about the affinity of the area, so I might actually go with these just because they have such a large population, and it doesn't look like there's very much as far as goblins or necromancer holds. There's some forts and holds down here, but if we come towards the northern side, we shouldn't have too much trouble with them. So let's find an embark location, and we're looking for a light aquifer with all of the metals. As long as it isn't just inherently evil, I think we can probably survive. So right here, this is actually a perfect spot. It has a light aquifer. It is in the wilderness, but that's not too intolerable. Nice temperate zone. Not a lot of trees, which is unfortunate, but we can make do without that. There's some elves and humans, so we may get travelers from both factions, including our own. And it has fluxstone, so we shouldn't be inhibited when it comes to making steel. So we'll just go ahead and select this as our embark location. And it will give you this warning. We're not too worried about that. A light aquifer we can absolutely handle. With these two options, I normally, as in like the past two worlds that I've messed around in, just learning the game, I did keep these on just play now. I think it's pretty fun when the world gives you some pretty funky names. But if you do hit this, you can name your fort. But I like the RNG aspect, so we'll see what we get. All right, a dwarven outpost. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the foreboding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek is finally ended, and it looks like a new chapter of dwarven history begins here, at this place. Domas Basin Guild Sprays. So that's kind of a dookie name, not gonna lie, but it do be what it do be. And we're gonna keep the game paused. And I kinda actually really dig this surrounding. Some exposed hematite over there, that's very intriguing. It is winter, there's plenty of space down here. It looks like we're very much so on the edge of a mountain, which I find that so intriguing. Because I feel like 9 out of 10 times I get stuck in a valley, and that's just no fun for anybody involved. Oh, look at the plateau on top of here. Oh, I wonder if I should dig my dwarves up here. We just live happily on top of this plateau. So many possibilities, but I do think we might just dig straight in here, and maybe we'll just build a castle on top of that plateau eventually. Oh yeah, look at all this. This is just ready for the taking. And I believe all this might be soil too, so. Alright, so right off the rip, let's go in here and assign some nobles. Understandable. So we're just gonna get the manager and stuff assigned, and I make up mine the expedition leader until I get about 50 to 60. Once I start getting to mayor territory, then I remove this, and he's gonna be angry about this for a while, but we're not gonna worry about that. Alright, so let's pick a spot in this mountain. Where is a nice spot that we can dig in? Straight off the bat. I guess we're gonna choose right here. We can end up fortifying this and turning this into like a nice area, defensible area, I should say. So we're actually gonna come up quite a bit with this, and long hallways are defendable hallways. All right, and we'll let these guys get to work on that while we designate some trees to be chopped down. It looks like we have a plethora of cheese. Yeah, plethora of cheese. We will inevitably, but not right now. And now we decide how far we want to go down. So before we start this, let's pause the game and just kind of see. Look at this mountain. We really did find a really unique spot. So we definitely have some depth to play with. So I feel like we should dig maybe 20 levels down. Since considering our elevations, we're starting fairly high. So let's dig down a little bit. What is our starting elevation? 49? We'll go to 29. Or 30. 30's decent. I can deal with 30. And I just realized that is the wrong chore identifier. Already messing up. There we go. So we'll let our dwarves dig at that. And I will be right back with you when all of this is dug out. Alright, so it looks like we hit an aquifer right here, which not too big of a deal. We're just gonna dig out in this area, kind of see how far the aquifer spreads. We may actually just end up staying on this level for a while. At least a stockpile on this level and dig down a little bit, see if we can avoid that aquifer, because we don't want to dig directly into it as of right now. That would be a little bit bad, but we do want to know where it is, and it's very good to know where it is, because we're going to use that for a lot later. Alright, now while these miners do that, we're actually going to branch off just a little bit south, and I am going to extend this, because we're going to use this as our first major stockpile area, which it won't last too long. It's just really good to get your items inside as fast as you can. I miss that stockpile button every time. Alright, so these miners are going to start digging out, and eventually they'll start moving the stockpile stuff over. Whoever's free, at least. Alright, so it does look like we are directly on top of this aquifer right here, which isn't horrible. We're not... Oh, there's a significant amount of water over here. Nice. Not too horrible. Not the greatest news, but not too horrible. We'll figure a way to get around it. Alright, so we'll throw these stairs down, and hopefully we're able to dig down at least another 5 to 10 levels. If not, we're gonna call it here. And we do have plenty of space between these 3 levels. And I don't believe there's any aquifer on here, but we'll make do. It won't be too bad. But I would like to get up some plants and farming set up before my guys inevitably die of thirst and starvation. And this is all temporary too. We're inevitably gonna move this. I forgot that they had to be built under the ground, so we're gonna have to dig out some soily area, if we can find one, that is. It looks like we are right on top of this aquifer. So I might actually just call it right here. And we'll just make do. We'll figure out how to live on here. And I'm actually gonna build a walkway down here. And I am stealing the walkway design from another YouTube that I actually follow. He doesn't build asymmetrically, and I really do appreciate that. It adds a lot of flair. Alright, so we'll let him dig down to there, and I'm gonna get started on some workrooms and some storerooms, and I'll get back to you guys after I get kind of the initial setup. It's very unfortunate that I forgot to build a housing place for these guys. So let's see if my dwarves can actually finish that trade depot. The expedition leader Annual Batenharast meets with the outpost liaison Stigazon. The world is the same as ever. Okay, that's good news. Alright, so we're gonna want anvils for sure. Iron and steel, bring that. Crafts. Definitely want cloth. Bring some cloth. Hurry up and get this trade depot built. Alright, hopefully they come in here. We'll get the broker over here just in case. Struggling on the doors. Alright, let's get some goods. Literally all of our gems are gonna go. Not a lot of money. We're poor. Some poor people. Alright, let's let these pull over, and we'll see what we can buy. Probably gonna need to buy a lot of food. I don't know why my dwarves are struggling so heavily on food this run. Okay, so we got 4 grand to work with. That's fairly reasonable. Let's see what we can get. Alright, so let's just start by with some cheap rope. Reindeer's milk. Get out of here. Do want to buy a bucket. We'll buy this barrel. Pick up some of these empty bags. Cheap empty bags. We'll just grab a cloth bin, whatever. Should we buy a leather bin? 80 gold for the leather bin? I reckon. Oh, yeah, anvils. Man, these anvils are expensive, but we're gonna pick one up. Ooh, meat, yeah. You know what? Let's just spam meat. We need some food. Yeah, whatever, buy the fish too. Ah, yeah, we're buying everything. Let's run through this until this turns yellow. Alright, so we're gonna trade this. Boom. And then we're gonna offer the rest as a gift. And they're gonna like that, and they're gonna send better stuff. And we still got 1,000 for next time, so we'll leave that in there. Let all this get pulled over. Continue on a merry way. That was a fairly successful trade run, actually. Considering I completely forgot about it. You'll have that on these big fortresses, though. Let's actually pause for a second. Let's start focusing on what we need to do. It's definitely time to start on some smelting items. So we need a wood furnace. Sorry if you can hear that. A jet is flying over my house at the moment. Smelter, there we go. And then we need the metalsmith. Awesome. Those will get built up, and I'm also going to craft a pile strictly for charcoal. That'll help me eliminate charcoal and we'll create a. We'll just leave this as a main stockpile over here. Actually, it's not really hurting anything. Oh wow, well, good for Mang. A coffin as a family heirloom. Guess that's one she'll want passed down. I need to figure out how I'm gonna make this go up. I was gonna make it go up right here, but we might have to come over from the kitchen and dig our way over here, which is not particularly what I want, but it won't hurt the dwarves to have better access to the kitchen, or the kitchen to have better access to the other living spaces. I might need to get a worship center set up here soon. That's been a minute. Come off the side of here, we'll set up a worship center. And this will just be a basic worship center until we can figure out what the dwarves are actually worshiping. And as you can see, we don't have a lot of happy dwarves. Oh, an elven caravan. Wonderful. Oh, we got money. We got money. Request the broker. Beginneth to trade. How much we got? We got the goods over here? Nah, we ain't nowhere close to having the fucking goods over here. Do we have the goods now? Boom. Cut gems. 9K! Alright, what do you fucking elves have to offer? A lot of barrels. I forgot you guys were like some goober crafters. You get your fucking elven bows out of here. We don't want that shit. You know, I'm actually really disappointed in the BS that you're bringing to me right now. I almost want to be violent with your people, but I will not do that. And look at the upcharge that you are upcharging me. Asinine. Be thankful, for I am to give your leader a wonderful gift, such as about 40 bucks. You get about $40. Alright, get your elven butt out of here. Need to hurry up with this smoothing. It's one of the worst jobs that you can put on early on. It's a necessity. There's nothing you can do without it, but it is a necessity for dwarf happiness, but all of my dwarves are miserable. Nothing matters to them. Why are you so angry? You want to be extravagant. Oh, he's annoyed without having to drink with the goblet. That's a personal issue, dude. There's goblets and mugs all around here. The fortress attracted no migrants. How diabolical is that? We're doing well. Considering it was the first year, I mean, we're doing quite well. Except for this guy. He's about to have a fall down a long well, though. We had a doctor. Where is the doctor? We have a doctor. Did our doctor die? Huh. We definitely had a doctor. Crazy. Hopefully we can get a big increase of population so that we can get some different occupations. Excuse me. What is this book? Stucco's Union Spattle. Playing make-believe. You need to be playing Get to Work. Got time for this. I wish the smoothing job would rapidly hurry up. And these freaking boars. Oh, a human caravan. We don't have much money, but we do have some money. We'll have to see if they give us a diplomacy. I'd like them to return. No diplomacy. That's so weird. There it is. There it is. Okay. The expedition leader Onul Betancharast meets with the human high treasurer Tumen Manolishas. On behalf of the Merchant Guild, let me extend greetings to you and your people. There is much to share. Building relationships we do be doing. Let's get some. Ooh, let's get a couple bars. Let's grab a bunch of seeds. What type of seeds should we get? Red spinach. Some carrots and celery, maybe? Radishes, that's my favorite vegetable right there. I believe that all of these are like plant up north on my Lanta. Plant on surface level, but we can dig up to that platform up top. That should be relatively safe. Let's ask them for an anvil. Let's send it. A need for crowns is expected. Yeah, we can whip us some crowns. We got some gold. Some gold and some platinum crowns? Yeah. You're good. Let's move. Let's bring some cut gems over here. We be wheeling and dealing gems. That's what we do. We don't deal in small stuff. Who was throwing up all over my house? Get out of here. I don't even know how to clean that. It was killing oh my Lanta. Can't have nothing nice. I swear. Trade. We'll sell you. Might gift you the iron bars. Feeling pretty generous here. Oh my Lanta, 12k. Dude, get out of here. Let's see what you got. Oh, dude, bucket of donkey milk? Get out of here. I do want that barrel, though. Yeah, let's take a copper pick. We'll take a couple pickaxes, actually. Some iron shields. That's pretty nice. And you guys wanted crowns. I'm going to have to remember that. Because I did not remember anybody else. We'll take your wool bags. Except for your $400 bags. We don't need that. Some Dolce & Gabbana bags. Get out of here. $400 for a wool bag? Crazy. Oh, dude, I told you we were gonna get cheese. Yeah, we're just gonna buy all the rest of stuff. Alright, 2 gems. 2 gems, that's all we need? You're crazy. You're crazy and you're poor. Alright, cheese, that was almost the wrong button. Alright, what can we give you so you come back? Yeah, I can part with that. Offer as a gift. Tell your leader, Sugma. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That's childish and immature. God, we are so rich, it's not even funny. Alright, let's get on some crowns. How do I make crowns? Yeah, I have gold. I can make gold crowns. Let's make some gold crowns. We'll make 10 of them. Maybe. We'll make 20 of them. We'll see how many we can make. Maybe we can't make that many. Maybe we'll make iron crowns, actually. We'll make 10 iron crowns. We'll start there. We'll start there. Gosh, you desecrated my floor and my well. Oh, look. Is that a child? That is not a child. It scared me for a second. How did you dehydrate? We have so much drink. So much drink. Also, water source. That's probably why you dehydrated. Darn. Well. Here comes the part that I don't like. We're going to work on a tomb. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's make a barrack. Oh, we got to bury that dead guy first. Alright, let's start down here. I promise it's not going to look phallic. I'm going for more of like a leaf design. There we go. Alright. I don't know what the heck is going on there. We're just going to stack bodies. That's how it's going to go. We're just going to stack bodies all throughout here. Where is the mayor? What are you doing? Why is the mayor not in here? Expedition leader. Are you hauling? No. Alright. That'll be a pretty good tune. I think it'll be. And honestly, that's all that matters is that I think it's nice. Boom. And eventually we'll get that smoothed out once this mess ends. It would end a lot faster if we could ever get anybody coming. Oh, excuse me. Hitting that big stretch midday. Slurping on a blue Powerade. Man, a fitting place to die, to be honest. Must have died praying. You know, we're starting to get a little bit happier. I can't complain. I mean, I think that guy died. I think that's the guy who died. So even the guy who could complain can no longer complain. Uh, not too upset. And we got a coffin. So let's start our burial. That's a good start. And I will put some statues and maybe some lava or something in here eventually. I know that they're really going to want a nice burial room, so we will give them a nice burial room. All right, let's get started on a barracks. Where should we put? You know, let's. I am feeling this area right here. Maybe off the side instead of in this hallway because it's kind of a dookie hallway. That'll be a decent barracks room. Large enough for them to store everything that they would need to store. So half of this is going to be stockpile for all the weapons and stuff on my crate. Let's make a couple iron spears. We'll do 10. We'll just do 10. Are we out of trees? You know what? We may actually be out of trees. That'd be crazy. Making the elves. The elves are not going to like that. But it'd be a different world if I cared about an elf's opinion. Alright, guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking in. Let me know if you guys have any tips or tricks. Leave it in the comments. I'm really excited to get started in making these videos. And if you guys liked and enjoyed, I'd really like for you guys to follow along with this journey as well. Anyways, Thaddeus Thunderfist out.